Hello and welcome to Behind the Rabbit Reviews. I'm Jason Godbey. Today we're taking a look back at the Nikon 43-86mm f3.5 zoom lens. Before we get into the review, if you like the video, please leave us a like and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also support us on Patreon, where you'll find more BTRP Media Network programming. I purchased this lens and the accessories with my own money, and this video is not sponsored by Nikon or any of the other brands mentioned. I bought this lens based on a recommendation from Caleb at DSLR Video Shooter. I've been wanting to buy a vintage lens for a while now, but most of the recommendations I've seen were for prime lenses, and I tend to favor zooms. Not because they're better quality, just because I do a lot of running and gunning and I don't have a lot of time to change lenses. We use this lens on our Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. We didn't do extensive tests for sharpness or color aberration. The purpose of this review is really to see the look of the lens and get a feel for how it would be to use in the real world. As I mentioned in our Dehancer review, I'm really interested in recreating a film look. I love 16mm, and I thought that this older lens would help me create that analog look. The Nikon 43-86mm f3.5 was made in Japan and first released back in 1963. It was later re-released in 1976 with some improvements, and it was updated again for autofocus in 1977. Nikon would later discontinue production of the lens in 1982. After some Googling, I discovered that the lens I purchased was most likely produced between 1974 and 75. According to our YouTube analytics, this lens is older than most of the people watching, and for some of you, this lens is old enough to be your dad. It's an incredibly curious lens. Some have praised it for its interesting characteristics, and some have called it the worst lens Nikon's ever made. But let's break it down. This lens is small and solid. It's made of metal, and all the moving parts work smoothly. It's a push-pull zoom, so the barrel does extend a bit, but it's still very compact. These older lenses were really built to last. It's sturdy and durable. It's the kind of lens a photojournalist could take into a war zone. It uses the Nikon F mount, so I had to use an adapter to put it on the EF mount of the 6K Pro. It weighs less than a pound, 410 grams for you metric folk, and it has a 52mm filter thread. It's a completely manual lens with a manual focus and manual aperture ring. It has a long focus throw, which is more like a cinema lens than a photo lens, and it does maintain the f3.5 aperture all the way through. 43-86mm is an odd focal length. I don't know why it's not 45-85 or 24-70. It kind of makes me wonder what purpose the developers had when they made this lens. But this is my first Nikon lens purchase, so maybe it's a Nikon thing? If there are any other Nikon shooters out there, please comment with your insights. Because we use this lens on the 6K Pro, which has a crop factor of 1.6 or more depending on the frame rate and resolution you're shooting, this lens would be the full frame equivalent to a 68mm to 137mm. The minimum focus distance is 4 feet, so you can't really get all that close to your subject. It's by no means a macro lens, and it did take me a little while to get used to it. I did find myself having to move further back to get the right focus and framing. One of the reasons I was looking to buy a vintage lens is because I wanted a lens with character. I wanted a lens that not only looked filmic, but had its own unique quirks and characteristics. For this lens, its main characteristic is the way it flares. You could call it a superpower. I've never seen a lens flare like this. The flares have this amber hue to them. It's pretty surreal, but I think it looks great. The more I use this lens, the more I like it. I got the hang of the push-pull zoom thing rather quickly, and I was able to use the focus peaking in the camera to get accurate focus. I really like the build quality and the feel of it. it's certainly not the most versatile lens. It has a much more specific purpose. There's a quality and a character to these lenses that modern lens manufacturers are either unable or uninterested in making. Lately, I've been looking for a way to get back to that film analog look, and I think this is a step in the right direction. It's really a matter of taste. Vintage lenses are not for everyone. If you're looking for the cleanest, sharpest image, chances are a 50-year-old lens is not going to be right for the job. But if you're looking for a lens with character, or you want a film look, or maybe you want your film to look like it was made 50 years ago, a lens like this could be perfectly imperfect. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.
This is the BTRP Media Network.